and the weekly income can start to get really massive, and this is how you start making money. What is up everybody, Gifford here, and welcome back to another stock market video where I try to make money. So today's video we're going to talk about trading options, and particularly the call options from a beginner's point of view. And with that said, let's get straight into it, into the computer. Right, let's go to the website over here and have a look at the definition. So what is a call option? A call option is a financial contract that gives the option buyer the right, but not the obligation, to buy the stock or bond at a specified price within a specific time period. The stock or the bond is called the underlying asset. A call buyer profits when the underlying asset increases in price. Okay, so we're just going to skip this bit here. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to Yahoo Finance. So we're over here at Yahoo Finance, and I'm just going to choose Tattooed Chef because that's one of the options plays that I'm running at the moment, and we want to have a look at the options table. So we go over here and click options, and now it's displaying the options table. So it's going to look a bit confusing, but I'll walk you through it. So in this table it shows us when the options are, and what we do is we're doing weekly options. So there's also monthly options, and what we want to do is first have a look at the date. And right now recording this, it's the 21st of September. So if I have a look at here, these options here will expire on September 24, and that's really important because this is when the option will finish. So going back at the top here, it's really important you know what the current price is, because as the price changes at the top of what TTCF is, these options payments actually change as well. So just remember, options trading and selling calls is what we're doing here, is just like selling insurance. What we have is we have 100 shares, and what we do is that we are selling the right that we will sell the shares at a specific price at a specific expiry date, which is what we're doing here. So once you're happy you've got a price in mind what you want to sell it for, have a look at the options table and see if it's right here. And you can see that TTCF has 50 cents of whereabouts they sell. So for example, if I bought the shares obviously for $19 and I want to sell it for higher, what I would do is I would pick something like the $21 mark. So by selling these call options, I'm saying whoever wants to take me up on this contract, you can buy my shares when it hits $21. So let's do some quick maths here. Because they pay 20 cents per share, if I multiply that by 100 shares, that means that they're going to have to pay me for that option that I'm selling $20. So let's calculate right now the full profit breakdown of how much this trade is actually going to be if I sell these shares at $21. So let's fast forward and go into the future, and let's say it's September 24 and now the shares are trading at $21. I would then have to sell my stocks to the buyer. So let's work out and see how that goes. So the price is $21 multiplied by 100 shares. So they would then have to pay $2,100 for my shares, minus how much I bought them for. Remembering I bought them for $19 each, times 100 is $1,900. Therefore, I would have made a profit if they reached that price of $200 US. Also remembering I sold the call option on these, which I got paid for, which was $20, so I had $20 onto this. That would mean that I would get a total profit for $220 for the week. So let's now have a look at why I would actually do a call option. So this call option has two benefits, one for the person selling it and one for the person buying it. There's both a upside and a downside, but what we're doing is we're selling the call option, and there's going to be plenty of buyers. By doing that, we're collecting these $20 premiums, and while they're only $20 per contract, if you multiply that $20 by having 10 contracts, you then all of a sudden make $200 a week of passive income. And this is what I've been trying to do and what I'm trying to achieve. I'm getting pretty close to that at the moment, but not quite there. I'm at least getting $100 every week. In this case, this strategy here is basically just making passive income for us weekly. So going over to an example of how to sell a call option in Interactive Brokers, which is the platform I use. So we go over here to the order entry and put in the TTCF, which is the stock ticker symbol, and then click new window. Go over down here to options chain. So what we want to do is first have a look at the dates, and it says here that it's in October 15th for this table. That's not what we want, so that's 24 days away. What we want to do is we want to do a closer date, which is the 24th of September, which is the end of this week. So we have a look at the click here and the more, and it should say weeklies and quarterlies. We can now see September 24th, so if we can click that, that will bring up the table for our call options. Now we're in this table, what we do is we have a look at the option that we were going to buy, which was a $21 strike, and we've got the date, which is the 24th. So we go over here to the very right, and there's two columns. There's a bid and an ask price. So The bid is a little bit lower than what we saw in Yahoo Finance, which was 20 cents. So this one here is only 10 cents. And this is telling us that a buyer is willing to buy it, that contract right now, for 10 cents. Or what we can do is we can ask and say, does any buyers want to buy it at 20 cents? But usually if you pick the middle to the lower end, you will be able to sell your contract. If you put it too high, no one will buy it and you won't get any premium and you won't make any passive income. So once we're in the screen, we make sure we click the sell, and what we want to do here is a quantity of 1 that we want to sell, because that's 1 equals 100 shares, and we want to make sure it's on limit. And what we're going to do now is we have a look at the limit. So the lower end is 10 cents and the higher end is 20 cents. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at 10 cents because I really want to sell this option. Now we've selected 10 cents, you just hit submit. It then goes into this window, but right here it says that I cannot have open orders, but that's because in this account I don't have 100 TTCF shares. So, but anyway, this just shows you that I get paid $10 for that contract if I was to do that. So to conclude, the call option is just another strategy for you to make a little bit of money while holding on to the shares that you have. The best benefit that I use is that you can sell a call option at a set price at a particular date that you're willing to let go of the shares. And usually you'll buy the shares at a lower amount, so which means that you'll have a higher strike price for the call option. You'll actually not only make money while holding those shares, but also the difference that the shares have gone up. And another good benefit is that you'll continue to make a little bit of money on those shares even if the price does go down. It's not going to be the same as if it was closer to that price, but if it's a little bit far away, you'll get a smaller amount. However, you're still getting a tiny amount, which if you're just holding the stock, you wouldn't actually get any at all. Well, that's enough for me today. Thank you for watching. The trading platforms I use is Interactive Brokers, Hatch Invest, and also Sharesies, and I also use Invest Now for my index funds. If you want to start your investing journey from New Zealand, have a look at the referrals down below. Before you go, please hit like on the video as it helps the channel out massively, and if you're interested in making money from the stock market, feel free to subscribe. As always, safe investing, and make sure you do your own due diligence in the stocks that you buy. Drop me down a comment of your thoughts below. So this video was about call options. If you're interested in the very beginnings of how to do options trading, which is put options, feel free to click the video that's coming up at the end of this one, as it really shows how I make an easy $100 a week. With that said, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.